Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. नाम संकीर्तन की ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 7, Text 47. Swamaya srishtamidam sadasallakshanam vibhu parvishta iyate tattat swarupognir ivaidasi. Swamaya srishtamidam sadasallakshanam vibhu pravishta iyate tattat swarupognir ivaidasi. Swamayaya srishtamidam sadasallakshanam vibhu pravishta iyate tattat swarupognir ivaidasi. Swamayaya, by his own material energy, Srishtam, created, idam, this body of the individual jiva, sadasad, as demigod, animal, and so on. Lakshanam, characterized, Vibhuhu, the Almighty, Pravishta, having entered, Iyate, appears, Tat Tat, of each different form, Swarupa, assuming the identity, Agni, fire, Eva, as the sea, in firewood. Translation and purport by disciples of His Divine Grace, Bhagavan, Swami Shri Prabhupada, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Prabhupada disciples ki jai. Translation: just as fire manifests differently in pieces of wood of different sizes and qualities, the omnipotent Supreme Soul, having entered the bodies of higher and lower life forms, created by His own potency, appears to assume the identity of each. Purport: although the Supreme Lord is within everything, everything is not the Lord. By the mode of goodness, the Lord creates the exalted material bodies of demigods and brahmanas, and by expanding the mode of ignorance, He similarly creates the bodies of animals, shudras, and lower forms of life. The Lord enters all of these superior and inferior creations, but He remains Vibhu, the all-powerful personality of Godhead. Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur explains that although fire is present within smoldering wood, it blazes forth when we stir the wood around. Similarly, although the personality of Godhead is indirectly present everywhere, when we chant and hear His glories with love and devotion, the Lord is stirred into manifestation and directly appears before His devotees. The foolish conditioned souls ignore the spectacular presence of the Lord within everything and instead absorb their mediocre consciousness in their own temporary material coverings, thinking, I'm a strong man, I'm a beautiful woman, I'm the richest man in the city, I'm a PhD, and so on. One should cut off such useless entanglement and accept the fact that one is pure spirit soul, the eternal blissful servant of Lord Krishna. Om Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadameham Dadate Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raguna Danditam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalitan Sri Vishakanitamscha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravari Pracharide Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshataride Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namani Gauratrise Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmani Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannadayate Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya Chaham Vidisannivishta Matta Smrita Jnanam Apohanam. He is there present in each and everyone's heart, and he is the giver of knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. So the closest person to us is Krishna, who is sitting right within our heart. And he is there everywhere. He is there in each and every atom. He is there in each and every molecule. He is there in between the atoms. And he is there as the four-armed Vishnu form. It's not that, some space or something like that. He is there as in the form of space or something like that. No, he is there as four-armed Vishnu form. Only problem is we are not able to see him. So though Krishna is the closest within our heart, we are not able to see him. And because we have so many other voices within our heart which are speaking. And they are farther than Krishna actually. That's what we can understand. Even the voices which come from mind, intelligence and ego, they are farther than Krishna, who is seated as super soul, because the closest person for the soul is super soul. And the soul and super soul are covered by this mind, intelligence and false ego and all of them, other different things. But still the soul is not able to, despite being the closest person, we are not able to perceive him. So here Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur gives an analogy, very wonderful analogy is being given, that just as fire is present in wood, fire is not visible. Fire is not visible. But then when we stir the wood around, if we bring it near a fiery element, we can see that fire manifests. Similarly, Krishna is there seated within our heart, and when we stir him, how do we stir him? By chanting Hare Krishna, by chanting and hearing. When we stir him, then he reveals himself. That's how it is. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says very clearly. So basically, the presence of Lord Krishna, if the goal of life is to see Lord Krishna everywhere. The presence of Lord Krishna, who is there seated within our heart, if we can see him, then we can see him everywhere. And as and when we see him everywhere, then naturally we become qualified to go back to Godhead. So without seeing Krishna everywhere, we will not be able to become qualified to go back to Godhead. That's not possible. So within this material world, we have to see matter in connection with Krishna. We have to first of all, we have to see spirit in connection with Krishna. Generally, we see spirit as matter and matter as matter anyway. So we have to see spirit in connection with Krishna, and we have to see, means our goal of our life is to see spirit in connection with Krishna and matter also in connection with Krishna. And then when we see both spirit and matter in connection with Krishna, then we become qualified to associate with Krishna and enter spiritual world. So how do we see Krishna, spirit and matter? How do we see this material world in connection with Krishna? Vishnu Chakravarti speaks in this very purport how to do it, by chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord. So while we deal with the material world, we also have an opportunity to chant and hear. Krishna has mercifully descended in the form of holy name. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnatvam Nama Namino. So Krishna has mercifully descended in the form of holy name. He has descended in the form of sound vibration. So we are so indifferent to sound vibration. Sometimes I think, we criticize now. These people, we tend to say, how can someone meditate on space or light? How can someone meditate on space or light? We have such beautiful Krishna with his beautiful pastimes. He has Bhagavatam is filled with pastimes of Krishna. It is so wonderful. So it is very easy to meditate upon it. We say that, right? And Prabhu says it. But interestingly, who is our worshipable Lord? Sound vibration. Sound vibration is our worshipable Lord. Right? That's what we hear from scriptures. And that sound vibration is not different from the person Krishna, right? So our worshipable Lord, so when we say that, how can somebody meditate upon light or space or vacuum? Sometimes I think, how can we meditate upon sound vibration? This is our precarious condition. That is the point I wanted to make. If we are thinking, how can I meditate on sound vibration? That is our precarious condition. Pitiable condition. Because we don't know the difference between sound vibration and the personality Krishna. So if we are, tend to, when we chant Krishna's names, because we are not able to meditate on the sound vibration, therefore we tend to, divert ourselves. Sometimes there can be positive distractions, like let us say we meditate upon form or pastime. That is not bad. I'm not saying it is bad. That is also one good only. If you are better than getting distracted with everyday plan making, better to get distracted with pastimes of Krishna. There's nothing bad in it. But the point is to realize that the sound vibration is not different from Krishna. And that takes good amount of sadhana. That's what we understand from the scriptures. What is the qualification to understand that Lord Krishna is non-different from his holy name? The qualification is to chant Shuddhanam. Only one who chants Shuddhanam, he can understand the non-difference between Krishna and his holy names. Namaparad, Namabhas and Shuddhanam. So if we are chanting Namaparad or Namabhas, then naturally we can't perceive Krishna's holy names to be different, to be non-different. Krishna's holy names to be non-different from Krishna. So in order to see Krishna everywhere, the first and foremost qualification we can say, first and foremost sadhana we can say, is to meditate on the sound vibration. Because we hear from scriptures that the Krishna descends in the form of holy name, and that is the most merciful incarnation. Krishna comes in the form of deity, that is very merciful. We get chance to chant and hear, chant and do kirtan in front of the deities, meditate on the form of deities. Today, beautiful darshan we had just now. So we get chance to meditate on the beautiful darshan of the deities, and it is very enchanting. And then there are different ways by which we can accept the mercy of deities through the flowers, through prasadam which comes. So all these these are all different limbs of deity worship. So deities are very merciful. Similarly, Krishna descends in the form of hill, Govardhan. So we get chance to do parikrama. And we can perceive when we chant, when we do parikrama, we can perceive. Because we become tired, we can perceive Krishna. At least while becoming tired, we think, my Lord, Govardhan parikrama is so long. So this time I went to go. We have to see our unfortunate situation sometimes. This time I went to Govardhan. So before doing parikramas, some devotees were discussing, like many of us, some of us devotees, they are Burijan who has taken a place near Govardhan. I heard Bhakti Vigyan Maharaj has taken a place near Govardhan, and he's developing a nice kunja there. And we have Tamal Krishna Maharaj, this Bhajan Kutir near Govardhan, and this Kusum Sarovar, near Kusum Sarovar, Radhanath Maharaj is developing one place. And there is also nearby, I heard that they have taken another place near Govardhan. So like that, several devotees are taking several places in and around Govardhan. So I was talking with some devotees, as to, this place, Govardhan, how it is and all that. And so we were discussing about the property about Govardhan and all that. So then I went for parikrama. So I was going around a parikrama in Govardhan. I was thinking about. So then I thought that, let me offer prayer to Govardhan. So I was about to offer prayer to Govardhan. Please engage me in your service. I became a little fearful. I became a little fearful. Then, I don't know what service I'll get here. And if I offer too many prayers, already enough service is there. Already enough service is there. So sometimes, point I'm trying to say is, this is our, so it took some endeavor for me to offer prayer to Govardhan, please engage me in your service. I couldn't naturally offer that prayer. Please engage me in your service. So this is your pitiable condition, I can say. So anyway, point I'm trying to say is, we do parikrama of Govardhan. Govardhan comes, Krishna comes in the form of Govardhan, very merciful. And so Krishna also comes in the form of holy names, who is the most merciful form. Amongst all the forms of Krishna, the most merciful form of Krishna is holy name. So, but because of our conditioned nature, we are not able to meditate upon Krishna's this particular form, which though we hear is the most merciful form. And naturally, when Krishna comes in this particular form, it is supposed to be easier to meditate than any other form. However, it becomes difficult for us because of our own conditioning. So the first thing which we are discussing, to be able to see Krishna everywhere, is to endeavor to meditate on Krishna's form as holy name. Meditate on Krishna's form as holy name. So it takes, because there are so many voices within our heart, it becomes difficult, and to understand that how this Krishna's holy name is, surely we are, I can say for myself, quite far to have the understanding that how this Krishna's holy name is non-different from Krishna himself. So while we criticize that, how can somebody meditate upon space or light or vacuum. so, so we have to criticize ourselves that how can we meditate upon, how pitiable our condition is that we are not able to meditate upon the sweet sound vibration. So we have to put that endeavor to meditate upon that sound vibration. And when we meditate upon sound vibration, we just hear the sound vibration. And we pray. And we pray, please engage me in your service. We pray, please engage me in your service. Please let me go ahead in devotional service. So this sound vibration is the most intimate companion who we have within our life. Supposed to be the most intimate companion we have within our lives. We go around, so because we are discussing about how to see Krishna everywhere. That's the discussion, right? So naturally we have many things to do. We have many people to go move around. They come, today is New Year. People come, they say Happy New Year. Everyone says Happy New Year. And then we reciprocate with them, Happy New Year. Same to you, thank you. It's good. It's important to reciprocate with them. And then similarly, we go around with our activities, go around with our relationships. But at the same time, in the depths of our heart, while we go around with our activities, while we go around with reciprocating with different types of people, within the depths of our heart, we have to understand at the end of the day, what we have is holy name alone. Prabhupada says that at the end of the life, everyone has to fly his own plane. So when we chant Krishna's names every day morning, when we sit for chanting, we sit together. And we sit together. We sit together, but when we chant Krishna's names, we chant Krishna's names all alone. Right? It's not that, when we sit together, we hear his chanting. We have to hear our own chanting. Japa means hearing one's own chanting. So we sit here together in order to inspire each other. So therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that sometimes one has to chant alone. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, he makes it very graphic. Close all the doors, windows, make it very dark. Blindfold your eyes. This is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes. Within the room, because there is some light coming from here and this light sneaks in, right? So blindfold your eyes. Now, if we do all these things, probably we'll go to sleep. So we have to be careful. so we have to be careful. So once in a while, it's okay. Once in a while, it's okay. Otherwise, we close all the doors, windows, blindfold. Then we hold the japa beads and then nothing comes out of mouth. So once in a while, we can do these experiments. But the point I'm trying to make is this, that the closest companion we have within our heart is Krishna's holy names. And we have to put that time and energy. We have to put that time and energy. We have to put that attention and keep striving. Keep putting that endeavors. That if we are chanting Namaparad, then we have to keep endeavoring. Oh, I'm chanting Namaparad. I have to amend myself. Today, all my 16 rounds I was just distracted. What a pitiable situation. One after another. Today is New Year, right? Good to remember. How many years have we passed in this body? How many New Years have we celebrated? In 2000, it was millennial New Year, right? So much enthusiasm, so much, I was at that time 14 years old. So much enthusiasm, so much exuberance, celebration, this, that. Only these fortunate in inverted commas. These fortunate souls, few fortunate souls have seen the beginning of millennium. So that was 26 years back. How fast time flies away. So it's good to remember that time is flying so fast. Today is New Year, so good to remember how time is flying so fast. So few more years probably, if at all, we have on this planet. Already so many years have already passed away. Few more years probably, if at all, we have on this planet. And that also we don't know. So therefore there should be an endeavor to chant with attention, to chant, to give the time and energy to Krishna's names, and to give the time and energy to sound vibrations specifically, and not get distracted by different other material things or so-called spiritual things. So let us give the time and attention to chanting. Let us give the time and attention to sound vibe. Krishna who is Krishna who is coming not in the form of light or space or vacuum, but who is coming in the form of sound vibration. And instead of criticizing, how these people can meditate upon light or space or vacuum, let us criticize ourselves that we are not able to meditate upon the sound vibration. And can understand that how this sound vibration is not different from the spiritual form of Krishna. So this is the first thing. What is the first thing? In order to be able to see Krishna, first and foremost thing which we have to do is do the sadhana of remembering Krishna in solitude. In 2006, 2005, Radhanath Maharaj had written this book, Journey Launch. So it got launched, the book got launched, and it was a big success, and it was a bestseller. And everywhere book launches were going on here and there, all over India, all metropolitans, and celebrities are coming, big programs, thousands of devotees. We got an opportunity to help in book launch in Ranchi. First time I had been to Ranchi, it was cold season at that time. Ranchi was super cold. And there was hardly much facility. We were staying in a place, in a room, it's all open field there nearby, near to Bitranchi somewhere. So it was, anyway, I don't remember what service I had done there. I think I had gone there, to chill out some time. But I became chilled out. Totally chilled. Totally chilled. So anyway, so book launches were going on, Ranchi and Patna and all metropolitans. And then Maharaj was also doing book launches everywhere in America, North America, Europe, everywhere. And the secretary who was organizing all these book launches, so he called Maharaj one day at night, some 11 o'clock or something like that, and he was discussing about, book launch is going on here, book launch is going on there, book launch is going on here, and this is what is happening, and this person is coming, that person is coming, this celebrity is coming, that person is coming. And then it was a hectic thing for him, and Maharaj was also, going through a hectic schedule, and then he was discussing for 45 minutes. He had discussed, what is going on and how it was so successful and how this was so successful, that was so successful. And then Maharaj said all of a sudden, do you know, while all this is going on, what is there within my heart? And so he understood that something serious is going to speak. He said, yes, please tell me. He said, within my heart, I'm constantly remembering the tree on the banks of Chirghat, under which I was sleeping 45 years back, 35 years back. 35 years back, in 1970, 71, I was sleeping under that tree, and that was the most comfortable situation which I had. And though all these book launches are coming and all these celebrities we are going, all these celebrities we are seeing, and we are meeting all these celebrities and going on with all these activities. But deep within my heart, I want to go and sleep on that banks of Chirgat under that particular tree as a sadhu. So he relished it so much. Jai Shri Srimad Gauranga ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. He relished it so much. He relished it so much. So this is the life of a sadhu. The sadhu has to it's duty of a sadhu to reciprocate with people around, because people generally they tend to see sadhu, they think that sadhu is very dear to Krishna. So they come, they want to share their heart, and it's a duty of a sadhu to reciprocate with people around, whoever comes, and then it's a duty of a sadhu to expand the mission of the Lord. So these are duties of sadhus. But deep within the heart, a sadhu always relishes the sweetness of exclusive solitude with Krishna. The sweetness of Krishna's sweetness, Krishna's mercy. A sadhu is nourished, and therefore, because a sadhu is nourished, therefore, despite provocations and despite challenges, one can very decently and in a dignified manner deal with it, in a Krishna conscious manner. But if we are not nourished, then we may deal with it otherwise also, but we will deal with it in a materialistic way. And we may deal with it and we may become successful also, but we may deal with it in a materialistic way. But if we have that exclusive solitude with Krishna, and we are relishing Krishna deep within our hearts, then we may deal with the material situations around, material personalities around, and sometimes we may be successful, many times we may be failure also. But still it is pleasing to Krishna. Still Krishna is happy with us. So this is the first thing, that how it's almost time that, I thought we'll speak about 3 points. Within very first point, it's almost time. Anyway, I just mentioned the remaining 2 things. So how we can see Krishna everywhere? First thing is to meditate upon Krishna's names with deep attention and deep devotion, and so we should put of course we may not have that attention and devotion, but we should put our endeavors and keep putting that sincerity. Second thing is to follow the verses number 5 and 6 of Upadeshamrita, where Rupa Goswami explains that how to deal with devotees. So we deal with devotees at different levels, in different ways. Narad Muni also tells to Dhruva Maharaj in the Bhagavatam that those who are seniors, we offer our lives. Those who are equals, we make friendship. And those who are juniors, we offer compassion, help them to practice devotional service. So in this way, different levels of devotees we deal differently. And all these different levels of devotees whom we are relating to, they have nothing to do with it is in relation with their devotional advancement. It has nothing to do with their social status or institutional status or the age or the number of years they might have spent in Krishna consciousness or whatsoever. It has to do with their advancement in Krishna consciousness. Sometimes someone may not be socially very advanced, but devotionally may not be so advanced. So, but that matters little. So, or someone may be devotionally very advanced, but socially may not be, so to say, in a very higher position. So that matters little. So most important is to see one's devotional situation and make friendship or offer worship or offer compassion depending upon one's social, one's spiritual status. So that is the second thing. And third principle is to practice the principle of Yukta Vairagya. We have to, when we are dealing with matter, we deal with matter in a way that it can be engaged in Krishna's service. So we accept that matter, we accept that matter which is conducive to be engaged in Krishna service, and we reject that which is not conducive to be engaged in Krishna service. Of course, yesterday I was asking, yesterday we were talking to Jivanand Prabhu. He was saying that a devotee is advanced devotee who is one who can engage the whole world in Krishna's service. But we are not advanced devotees, right? So we can't engage the whole world in Krishna consciousness. Like Lord Shiva, he can drink halahal also. But if we think, okay, halahal can also be engaged in Krishna service, let me drink it. Then what's going to happen? So we can't drink halahal. So we can drink amrit if somebody gives us. So when we are speaking about Yukta Vairagya, it depends on our capacity. So depending upon our capacity, we engage it in Krishna. We engage matter in Krishna service. And something which is not conducive to be engaged in Krishna service, we say no to it. So these are the three principles. First and foremost is to exclusively build our relationship with Krishna by worshipping him in solitude. Second is to engage with serve different devotees according to their devotional advancement. Thirdly, to engage matter in Krishna service as per our capacity. These are the three ways by which we can see Krishna everywhere. Hare Krishna. Are there any questions or comments? We have a few minutes remaining. Yes. Tendency to judge. See, we have to discriminate. The question is not about engaging in matter. The question is about discriminating. The question is what is the difference between discriminating and judging? We are discussing about 5th and 6th verse of Nectar of Instruction, right? So that's about discriminating. That's about discriminating. If we don't discriminate, then how we can associate? Somebody comes, a newcomer comes and is not chanting, and he wants to chant. He's eager to chant. He is eager to become a devotee, and he's eager to give up his shortcomings. And we say, oh, I can't judge you. I can't judge you. You are very advanced devotee. Then how can we help him? We can't help him. We understand that this person needs our help, and we offer our help accordingly. Of course, this word judge is used in a negative connotation. So, but Rupa Goswami speaks about discrimination very clearly. The whole 5th verse is about discriminating. Bhagavatam we have been just describing. Narada Muni tells about different levels of devotees, how to serve. So that's about discriminating. So we have to discriminate. There is no doubt about it. But what is the difference between discriminating and judging? Discrimination is done with a spiritual Shastra Chakshu. And when we discriminate, we also understand our qualification. Oh, I am not qualified. Let us say two advanced devotees are fighting amongst each other, so-called fighting amongst each other. We think they are fighting because of their material shortcomings. Then we have to be careful. Probably my vision is tainted. We do not know the depth of their devotional service, and we do not know the depth of the the differences they may have. That probably they are spiritual. How can we say they are material in nature? So yeah. So we were saying, yeah. So when discrimination, we have to see our when discriminating, we have to see our qualification. Whether we are qualified to discriminate or not, and according to our qualification, we discriminate. So first is Shastra Chakshu, for the Shastra Chakshu, and however, when we are judging, we are doing it with a materialistic vision. We are doing it with a materialistic vision. Probably we are superimposing our insecurity or superimposing our pride or envy upon others and thinking that because of these reasons they have their shortcomings like that. One may tend to think like that. So when I get to see someone's faults, when I tend to see someone's faults, what I do is generally I start either writing down or thinking about, meditating upon what all faults do I have. So I do a conscious endeavor to meditate upon what all faults I have in my life. So sometimes it is good to do a conscious, like we were discussing about doing a conscious endeavor to meditate upon sound vibration. Similarly, it's very good to do a conscious endeavor to meditate upon our own faults. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati says, no? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati says, how can I see faults in others when I am myself honeycombed with faults? That's what he says, right? That's what that means. What he is constantly seeing means, of course, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati has no faults, but he is setting an example for all of us that he is constantly seeing. We can constantly see our own faults, and because we are filled with so many faults. So, like for example, one time one devotee asked Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, how can we become humble? He said, put a line, small line, and then so this is the spirit soul, small line, and then there's a big line beside it. This is Krishna. The line is this much, small line is this much, and Krishna is this big line. So if you see only this small line, then it is so big. But if you put it beside Krishna, then it is so small. So we are so insignificant. Now we can also project it in this way also. So if we are seeing someone's fault, this is what I tend to do. Depends on person to person. This is what I tend to do. So if I am seeing someone's faults, then I start seeing my own faults, observing my own faults, and then keep meditating on my own fault. After some time, I'll understand this person's faults are very small and insignificant in comparison to my own faults. What is the point in making a hue and cry about, so many faults are there? First of all, I have to understand that I have so many faults in and I have to, start understanding that I have to rectify my own faults. So then it is easier to, easier to give up fault finding mentality. Of course, if you're too much, we should be careful also. We should do it under guidance, otherwise we may get into depression or we may land up in some other area. So we have to do it under Krishna's direction. Okay, anything else? Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for a wonderful class. So today our Vishwarup Prabhu will share book distribution realization.
Hare Krishna. So today I'd like to share my book experience. So recently we went to RTB, I think few days back, RTB Cinema Hall in Sector 5. So with the Brahmachari's team, and we distributed, I think, 36 books. So when I go for the book distributions, I always keep in my mind, first we do Narsingh Aarti, and then I just pray to Prabhupada, pray to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so that we can distribute as much as books as we can. So when we go for the book distribution, I always kept in my mind that I have completed my 16 rounds. So then I went for the book distributions, and then I think there was a lot of big space was there, so we can talk and we can give the book to the people. I think these are our IT professionals. So initially when I go and distribute books, like I generally say that you can take this Bhagavad Gita, and they don't listen to me. They said that I have this Bhagavad Gita. So I was, very much, I was very much feeling upset what to do. And then I thought of, I just prayed to Prabhupada, and I just thought that just to normally talk to those people. So then what I do is that when I approach to them, I just say, Hare Krishna, may I know your name, please? And they say their name and what they do. And basically then I ask the question that what is the purpose of the human life? What do you think? And all those. And they give answers. And then I try to connect the Bhagavad Gita to them. And then they listen, and some of them have taken a Bhagavad Gita. So our job is like, we just have to talk to each and every individual. Don't to think that this person will take that book or not, because nothing is in our hand. So, and if that person also, if any person not take that book, I'll try to convince them for the donation, at least for the 200, 300, that would help to our temple. And that also successfully, we tried, and we have taken some donations. So that's one incident. And another incident is like, I was like talking to a person, I was trying to convince them like past 15 minutes. And then what kept in my mind is that I just told him that to read the one sloka or to one line, because I told them that whatever page you have read, you get the same interest. And that person started reading. And once they're reading, like, he said that, give it to me. And I was surprised, like, what is the power of this book? Like, the written, I was trying to convince them, he was not taken. And then at last he took it. So I feel, I really pray to Prabhupada, I really pray to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that the power of this book. So I just request to all of you that please pray for me so that we can distribute as much as book we can. And if we can distribute these books, not only this book marathon, but throughout the year, it would be a great, great help. So because some people ask me that, like, you people came in the month of December, November, and that's January, then why not every month? I said that no, we go. So that's what I just shared my book distribution really. Thank you. Hare Krishna.